For my English project, I've decided to focus on Toni Morrison's Playing in the Dark, Whiteness in the Literary Imagination. Throughout this book, Toni Morrison explores such profound ideas surrounding race and art, ideas that aren't often explored. Though there are so many important points to be discussed in the narrative that Morrison creates, this brief video essay will have a focus on the prime message that this story tells: literary imagination. More importantly, the factors that affect it, things such as racial consciousness and stereotype pandering. What happens to the writerly imagination of a Black author who is at some level always conscious of representing one's own race, or in spite of a race of readers that understands itself to be universal or race-free? This quote brings attention to the hyper-consciousness that Black creatives experience and how it is a hindrance to their landscape of literature. For Black writers, it has become harder to create worlds and stories without obligation to represent the Black experience in one way or another. And because that obligation is often reflected in Black literature, white audiences tend to neglect the work. When your audience is predominantly white, how do you create a story, especially one centered around a Black character and written by a Black person, that doesn't pander to Black stereotypes? In this text, it is written that the English language itself suggests racist ideologies, a language that enforces negative Black constructs. With negative constructs come limitation, and with that comes another story to strengthen the stereotypical ideas of Black people. I personally do not know how a Black author can manipulate the language to dispel those stereotypes. What I do know is time and time again, Black authors and artists have accomplished great success in telling stories despite the many systems working against them. And while doing so, they continue to inspire and spark the imagination of others. Imagination is something that can be made harder for some than others and is a valuable idea to keep in mind. By using this quote, Toni Morrison brought awareness to the difficulties of being imaginative as a writer and how the burden of racial discrimination and hardship can affect such things.